Dude, you said little pink donut box of the heart. That's the line of the night so far. Damn. I was wrong, and I don't like admitting I'm wrong about M. Scott Douglas having the most obnoxious bio. This next gentleman, who, by the way, a little secret, very generous. He's not only generous with his bio, but he's facilitated the Schlafly beer is free to the poets. But please still tip your bartenders for their labor. Okay, we're doing the whole thing, bud. Brett LARS Underwood is a bartender and gadabout. Are you also a rapscallion? Bartender and gadabout who writes, promotes, and produces happenings and mishaps. He's quicker with the stink eye than verbal reprimands and favors the brushback pitch over preemptive warfare. He has the wingspan of an albatross and flew here through the dust of cornfields on a broken dream and a head full of breeze. Immediately snatched up by doctors' daughters and bipolar musicians, he began walking back alleys and dark streets and accepting rides in the convertibles of entrepreneurs oblivious to psilocybin. Once upon a time, he co-published a zine entitled Lick My Squoggle Nose, Clam Tick. He penned Zen koans for the Riverfront Times and St. Louis Magazine, as well as Curator Magazine and many journals of suburbia who sought out his timely reports on scholastic sports. For several years, he produced and hosted 88.1 KDHX The No Show. Hosted, produced, and promoted and performed at the annual St. Louis event, Day of the Deadbeats. And he did the same when he curated a reading commemorating William S. Burroughs' 100th birthday. He has performed in back rooms, backyards, ballrooms, bar rooms, basements, coffee houses, courtyards, rock venues, and taverns, as well as Firecracker Press, Fort Gondo Compound for the Arts. Are you proud of yourself? The Pulitzer Foundation for the Arts. Yes, I'm flipping the page. The Regional Arts Commission at UM St. Louis Gallery 210 as part of A Donkey is a Lion, Insecticide, A Message from God. A curatorial collaboration between two St. Louis-based advocates of the arts, Paul Art Space and Pie Crust Magazine, and at both occasions of getting the word out, a program hosted by the Osage Arts Community. His verse and riddles have been published by the Bicycle Review, 52nd City, The Subterranean, Bad Shoe, and included in Flood Stage, an anthology of St. Louis poets. He unleashed Sunlit Insult, his first chapbook in 2011, and its bush-lent subtle hints hit the streets in October 23. Get up here. Man.
Fucking winded! Thanks for being here. I think I have 2.5 minutes left. Let's get to it. Think about the many definitions and connotations of the word creep while I'm reading this. It's supposed to get published. I'm not going to give the news. Creep. We've got a situation. Tilted swans are made of butter, magnets, and insufferable twits. Yuck it up at funerals. Nostalgia is for creeps. Learn to love the little squiggles in the eyelids and the murmurs in the heart. But have you heard? The go-to nerve syndrome, new virus, and the ever-changing nature of slang can be quite confusing, like the static of a Berlusconi media and your jittery morning smile as birds hover over your fevered bedhead. It is the itch under the sack in your scalp, the facial tick, the stutter in your mom's hubbada Buddha phone call now. Yuck it up at funerals. Nostalgia is for creeps. Learn to love the little squiggles in the eyelids and the murmurs in the heart. The blossoms aren't stunned by schizophrenia and the changes in weather, nor are they confused by the final connection of the lock. They react to the changes with their own key. But there's a girl who's supposed to like unicorns, and all she wants is tequila and maybe a sandwich. But all she gets is a story. Never mind the history. Ignorance is bliss, is fear, is the right to be PC, is the right to be offended by the mustard gas and the formaldehyde of the jar, holding the idea of Hitler's brain. If you don't like the games, the lines, then gallop over them like John Lennon Unicorn and rain piss on the gods, or as the wombat, if you please, rough as a boar, hard as a table, appearing cuddly. Fuck on the water, get weird on a raft, surf on the wave going over the dam, drink the blood dripping from the damned. Yuck it up at funerals, nostalgia is for creeps. Learn to love the little squiggles in the eyelids and the murmurs in the heart. Mind the outboard motor when the heart's of scar tissue sings of hunger from your intestines and Bob Kaufman ceases to believe in your dreams. Blow the bass player, burn the books, buy drinks for the drummer, listen to your enemies. They want to give you universal access to anything you can pay for with plastic. Just as one would not show one's hand to the Father, that entity that dealt it, felt it, held it, cherished it, smelt it, and knelt down in thanksgiving for it, lest he thwarts one's angst-felt wisdom, so too do ignore the lists of the masses. They are to be burning heaps, steaming crocks of nothing good, but for the ones who conjured them up, wrote them down, and share the profits. Kill the clouds and blot out the sunshine if it omits desire and stilts creativity and love. Leave the world to sweat and dream of ether. Laugh at pain as it melts or becomes more severe. Eavesdrop, you creep. You will learn something. She says, did we talk about the generator? He quotes the idiocy, only to misuse the word. Grammar is for snobs. Yuck it up at funerals. Nostalgia is for creeps. Learn to love the little squiggles in the eyelids and the murmurs in the heart. Know your mother while you teach her to smuggle your conviction, I should say, to master agents of control. If you read this with your pants on and the headphones turned up just a little further than your buzz, dial the boss and tell him it is for the candy-colored bunions of your stagecoach Betty. Tell him you desire butterfly dust in your milk bottles in the morning. Tell him there is no stain without shouting and apeshit algebra. Tell him you love him. Set him free. Stir the fear into the corn syrup and watch the world waddle in their muumuus. If you have to engage further than the world, equally for pain and giggles, thank the idea of the cosmos as you do another migraine, as you would an orgasm that cripples of polio and the lack thereof, and the drivers in need of dead pedestrians and rotting birds. And yuck it up at funerals. Nostalgia is for creeps. Tell the story about wellness falling on the pilgrimage into nothingness when never allowed something to peek into the abyss, and the rain fell up the stairway to find the love of a wombat, only to find that they are as hard as a table on the trail to Moans. We are a generation that consumes cultural identities like locusts but never digests any of them. When you eat 3, then there are 9. Try it sometime, then yell, ha! Locust! Generosity begat pain and deafness sorrow. Tweets and writhing knew all the buttercups and the lids of eyes fluttered upon a dismal mid-morning as goats ate grass with dressing on the side. Yuck it up at funerals. Nostalgia is for creeps. Tweets are crutches, count the dead. But if you need them, use them. Know that sometimes they are best meant for pretty birdies, and Satan brought home donuts. He tapped it into his device. He quotes the idiocy. Remember a time when a dyslexic 15-year-old could perform a tonsillectomy on a raging river with nothing but a bit of quartz and a rotary phone, or live in a paper bag at the bottom of a septic slaughterhouse and not lose any sleep? The guy who made those cabinets told me all about it. Had the meter maid delivered to his ulcer. Still, it ain't over yet, but I'm gonna miss my widget frag, my Don guy, wag my wiggle in the diggle of the wonky lag, at Sunday do my jiggle jump off the bridge in your slit, you gape guy. Pooping the atheist member of Mod Flood, you doofus. You do for us, you Mary Poppins wiggleworm. But I won't share this except to you, my confessor. I hate your shoes. What are they doing there? They create my fear. Where do the toes go? Surf on the wave rushing across the dam. Savor the blood gushing from the damned. Yuck it up at funerals. Nostalgia is for creeps. Learn to love the little squiggles in the eyelids and the murmurs in the heart. I think I'm going to change it. This one's called Not Dead Yet. This is a stupid title. I like the poem, though. Not dead yet. In the morning, on a day when I don't have to work, I climb trees and nibble on bits of pecans. I am a squirrel. In my mind, I put shoe dust into carburetors and yell into my heart, "Do something fantastic!" Then whisper, "You're okay. You're okay." I get out of the tree. There are more nuts on the ground where I belong. Turns out this bicycle has propellers and voices that sing, and my legs are not tools but wings. Take a look in the mirror, and a bird appears and suggests, "Man, you're fucking crazy. Go back to bed." Spin cycle. Pants looped after too many belts don't promise success or bale-free waters under dirty skies. Every mixture says don't when the balance beam broke into a foxtrot just inside the screen door where love splashes on the rocks with the sand in the glass, falling faster than angels and stockbrokers with sad suspenders, oblivious to the spring and the step of the dreamsick broad in the stained sweatpants, cleaning out some boxes for the rats to prey in the safety of their own hunger, wrapped in clover leaves and buzzed by choppers on the label of the hash can, is all I saw all day. Shut up, will ya? The vicar's got a full count and a nasty crease in his trousers. His hitting streak is on the line, and the laundromat could regurgitate on the way to actual soul music in the busboys' shuffle. Thanks for being here. Beautiful.